So we're testing out the new GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 10, and just want to hear the sound, check the if it's any different than the 8. I'm just kind of doing some testing here. So we went on vacation, and while I was on vacation, I realized that I forgot the waterproof door that goes on the side of the GoPro, and because I forgot that, I realized, well, I can try to order a new door. That wasn't going to make it to the vacation there in time, and I wanted to film it, and so I just ended up buying the 10. Part of the reason why I bought the 10 is because of the failures of the 8, and a couple of those are that the unit would just randomly shut off during recording without telling it to shut off, and then it would also randomly freeze, and then requiring mid-flight hard reset, which, if you didn't know, you can do a hard reset by holding down the power button for 10 seconds. I don't know if the 10 does it, but I know the 8 did. But the other problem was that it wouldn't hold the date. So every single time that I would use it, it would ask me to set the date and time, which I thought was a little ridiculous. And it makes for really hard editing later on, because your videos are all out of sequence, especially if you have to reset a bunch of times. Yeah. So anyways, I bought the 10. All right. So, difference in this GoPro that I noticed right out of the box is it's a little heavier, and that's expected, right? They're trying to beef up the power of the thing. They want to simultaneously give more battery, and bigger camera means better images. The more computer it has in it, the better it works, etc. So I was expecting that, but it is just a touch bigger and a touch heavier, but it's not incredibly noticeable. So there's that. Feels like a good cycle right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something else that I noticed right away is that there is click response for the button when you press record. So that's really nice, because sometimes when you have gloves on, it's very hard to tell if you press the button and then there's like a 2-second, 3-second delay before it turns on. Alright, so today's weather is high pressure. You can see the high cirrus clouds. The winds are light, and they're forecast to just get lighter and lighter. It's 5 o'clock, or it's 5:30, and the report said that it wouldn't even be above launch right now, so we'll see if one report did say that it was going to be above launch, but I think that's always an optimistic report, but we'll see. And maybe we stay above launch or get above launch or something. So let's give it a rip. Feels like a cycle right there. Yeah, that's why nobody's flying today, because the report did not look good at all. So far, so good actually going up. Last night's episode with Brad Ganuscio was so amazing. If you get a chance, go back. It's episode 223. And if you're going to try to find the video, you can go to paraglidingtalk.com. It's such an interesting thought, the idea of flying with your hips. So you don't think about it after years of flying. It's kind of I don't know how to say it. Like when you ride a bike, you don't think about all the dynamics of gravity that are happening with, the wheels spinning and creating like a counterbalance and all the different things that are happening. But anyways, when you're flying, your weight shift, it has so much demand, so much control over your glider. If I shift my weight here or here, it's like a total different ball game for flying. And last night we talked about brake pressure, and I talked about how I like to keep my hands half wrap, and then I feel the lines when I'm flying in through my fingertips, and especially when I'm in air that demands precise flying. And what I mean by that, precise flying means that I have to use every bit of lift, or I could end up landing somewhere where I don't want to land. And usually that precise flying happens right about here, especially when you're low. So it's a high pressure day. This is one of those days where you got to go to know, and we'll see if anything works over here. It's very possible that nothing will happen. I do feel a lot of energy in the air, so I could be just overly cautious, or pessimistic, I should say. But it was a really good show. Really liked talking about all the dynamics of weight shift and brake pressure. I wanted to dedicate the whole entire show to talking about brake pressure, but I think people might get bored of that quick. I guess I'm a nerd like that. Well, pretty typical Blossom so far, or I should say El Cap. Summertime kind of vibe. But it's definitely still on. It's 6 o'clock now. And yeah, seems like we got high enough now. I feel confident enough at this altitude right here that if I had to bail. I just saw some swifts right here flying around eating bugs. So I have this video that I made a couple years ago, something about amazing swifts. Oh, this air's nasty. Get away from that. Yeah, anyways, I did this video talking about swifts, and it I don't want to say it went viral, but I think it has like 20,000 views right now, and people still every once in a while will comment on it. Bird people, you should check it out. I'll put it up in the corner of the video here. I think that's the last turn I'm going to get in this, and I'm going to head back. Oh my word. This is probably where the inversion is. It's almost 6:30, and there is still a ton of energy out here. So the
you were a little scared, but you managed to get through it. You did a great job. You did really well today. B- at least.
yeah, I was scared.
Very pleased with how Robert did, with how the Michaels did. He went over to the King of the Butterfly Farts area. It was impressive. Stayed there for a while, getting swatted around by the big. Well, you wouldn't call them the big Jeebus, but
They were moths.
giant moths
They were giant moths.
swatting your wings.
So the GoPro did freeze up. That sucks. But besides that, seems like it's okay. And I will do some follow-up stuff on this. So right now, hold off. Don't buy it just yet.
Sponsor him, GoPro.
Yeah, no.
Sponsored by GoPro 19.
Yeah, no GoPros. Yeah.